A lot of people believe that the Epstein files only has the names, the who they are, the what they are, the how much they are worth, and the interactions that were done. They feel that's what those files are. Let me tell you what those files are. Those files include that information, yes, but it includes a lot more. It includes a lot of things in there that are a threat to our national security. It includes a lot of information, money laundering, especially buy-offs, payoffs. It's definitely going to show who was purchased and for how much. Well, hey everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. This is Allison, and this is Allison Knows. Like, share, subscribe, help the algorithm, bring us to the notice of those who have no clue that we're here. We have under 1,000 subscribers, so we haven't even monetized yet, but we're working on it. Thank you very much. What are we talking about today? I am a little bit down in the dumps, but I will get past it. I have to, because I just have to. I don't know how to quit. I don't know how to fail, and I don't know how to give in. So I'll get past this. First of all, let's talk about some energy. The energy around us right this minute is kind of unusual. It's definitely feeling some kind of way. It's feeling very weird to me. It's feeling very, very snarky, if you will. I don't know how, why, or what, but I will say this. The feeling of possibility is there. It's hard for me not to be hopeful. It's hard for me not to be someone that is believing in possibilities, in better than how you feel right now. As I said, I'm a little bit down in the dumps, so hopefully I won't transfer any of that onto you. I'm having I'm having a day. I had my therapy today, and I feel all right, and I feel okay. And I'm where am I? I'm at a place right now where I legitimately cannot say that I'm okay. I don't feel okay. I feel a little bit disconnected. I feel a little bit hanging out there. I feel a little bit, I'm accustomed to pushing a lot, and it's tiring. It's really tiring. And I kind of like, see and watch people do dishonest things. I watch people that are unethical. I watch people that literally steal, and they get ahead. And those of us that put our heads down, hunker down, and apply, push, and do, and do, and do, and do, and do, and nothing comes of it. I mean, absolutely nothing comes of it. I don't understand why. I don't. And I still hold on to my faith. I trust God. I believe in God, and I believe in supernatural miracles. I do, because me just being alive is a supernatural miracle. Me just being here to be able to talk to everyone is supernatural miracle. But what is really irritating to me is, for your own personal well-being and how you want to take care of yourself, you run your numbers, you think about everything, and you think about what is going to be and going to help. I believe I have out there my my Cash App. If you can, please send us, a cup of coffee, stack of encyclopedias. It'll be cool even if all you do is if each subscriber can send $5, that'd be great. I'm treading water. That's the best thing I can say. I'm treading water. Why would I say that? Well, I say that because it's a human thing. There are 300 plus million of us in this country. I would say 99% of us, all of our problems could be solved by if the 1% actually paid 15% in taxes. If they did that across the board, I think it will literally just bow us, bring us up, and keep everyone not just surviving, but totally striving. And yeah, we can go to work and we can do what we're doing and so on and so forth. But what about those of us that cannot go to work? What about those of us that can't earn an income, and we rely on disability, and we rely on Social Security, and we rely on, you know, others. We rely on things that are outside of our realm. It's very, very disheartening. It is. It's very disheartening. I look around, I see, other people. The thing is, you shouldn't compare yourself to others. Yeah, you should. You do. Because it's done anyway, because decisions are made against you because of comparison to someone else. What is our credit system? It's that. It doesn't show the person, the intent, the ability to, but it runs the odds. And when it runs the odds and it comes out with an aggregate that is a possibility and it's not a definite, that is what it goes with. Well, I think right now that's what we should be doing with those big companies, those humongous companies. For example, when your utilities is increasing your pay for amount because something else is increased and they push it out to the customer. Doing business fair-mindedly is what is said, but it's not what is done. And because it's not what it's done, we feel the squeeze of that. And yeah, I will open my mouth and I will say something like it's not fair, because it is not fair. It is completely unfair. And if that is satisfactory to the regular consumer, then be mindful. It is November 17th, 2025. Mark this day. How many people are going to be in foreclosure? How many people are going to be evicted from where they live? How many people are going to be homeless? How many people are going to have their electricity turned off? How many people are going to have their phone services interrupted and turned off? How many people are just going to lose? And one guy with a defective penile implant is listed as a trillionaire. That's hoarding money. Why would you hoard money? It's a spiritual entity. It's supposed to be spent. It's supposed to circulate in order to be of value to more than yourself, which gives you a lot more than being the first trillionaire. Okay. When you drop dead, does that come with you? Not a dime goes with you, regardless if you're going up or you're going down, whichever. So that's greed. That is narcissistic greed. Most of what's going on in our government right now is because of mismanagement. Most of what's going on is because of mismanagement. Most of what got the current regime in place right now is because of lies. A lot of it is lies. A lot of it is deception, and most of it is dishonesty. And when others have finally woken up and so on and so forth, you hear the things like that are supposed to help us, the things such as self-care, such as personal. Things are replaceable. Yeah, things are replaceable, but when you already have the minimal things to make your life work, to make your life be the important thing, then it's not fair. It's not fair. And can we live a life of being fair or unfair? Yeah, we can. Do we want to? No, not really. But it's it's absolutely unfair. And I don't think people can say our life is supposed to be. And there's a phrase that I have that is it's applicable no matter who you are, where you're from, or what matters to you. And what this is, real simple, is until it becomes personal, that's when it becomes relevant. Example, Marjorie Taylor Greene has done an about face that a lot of people are questioning as to whether or not it's authentic. And I'm going to keep it real simple for you, that I can tell you exactly why she is behaving the way she is right now. Somebody in her family got squeezed, and got squeezed really badly. But you see, what's interesting is that Marjorie Taylor Greene has money. So she was able to help that person, whomever it was, to buffer for a bit. But the fact that they were on some sort of assistance is what finally turned on the light in the room for her. And so when she's sitting there and she's talking about release the Epstein files, a lot of people believe that the Epstein files only has the names, the who they are, the what they are, the how much they are worth, and the interactions that were done. They feel that's what those files are. Let me tell you what those files are. Those files include that information, yes, but it includes a lot more. It includes a lot of things in there that are a threat to our national security. It includes a lot of information, money laundering, especially buy-offs, payoffs, payouts. It's definitely going to show who was purchased and for how much and by whom. And what does that matter to us now? What does that matter to us today? It matters a lot, because the same way that, some people will parrot and say they want equality, they want a fair hand, they want even keel, they want a level playing field. Well, it has to start with the truth. It has to start with all of us understanding what that particular definition or vocabulary used to be the truth means. And because of that, it comes along as this. We fail to realize pain is still pain regardless of where it's inflicted. And these kids that are now women and men that have lived with this scar tissue as long as they have lived with it, well, most of them will tell you one simple fact, which is they just want the truth to come out. Well, now it's more than that. It's going to be the truth. It's going to be who the parties were that caused this to happen. Because since all of this has happened, people are, whatever the emotion is, they're either angry, they're either heartbroken, they're in a state of disbelief, they're whatever stage they're in, that's where the relevance is for them at that time. But however, when the bottom falls out of this, and we are barreling towards it so badly, that when the bottom falls out of this, how are we going to cope? Well, some of us are not going to, some of us are going to, and some of us, we're going to be oblivious of it. And that's truly what it is. Some of us are totally going to be oblivious about it. And I really wish I could be that person. I do. My empathy is like having my skin become a sponge, and it just absorbs it, and it holds it, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick. But You see, that is of no relevance to the other 300 plus million people in this country, because everybody else is focused on their lives, and their lives matters will always matter more than someone else's, because we are selfish people. And that's why this is happening. That's why this clown is where he is with his circus with him. And, some people will say, well, it's not my monkey, not my circus. Yeah, it is, because it's going to become relevant to you. Why? Because we are part of this earth. And that's truly how much this affects everyone. Because when the files are finally released, we're all going to see that affects everybody on this planet. Somebody in your country, in your state, in your province, in your town, in your city, on your block, wherever, someone in your sphere was a part of this nastiness. Absolutely. It's going to show that this guy didn't just be or become or was supposedly best friends with this clown for 15 years. No, it's going to show that he was there at the very beginning, and he is a partner in this. The only problem right now is that he has no access to the money that is still coming in, that is still being paid out to this estate, that is still being funneled through all these banks. It's still coming in. Why? Because powerful men and women are willing to pay for silence. They're willing to pay for the cover up. They're willing to pay to keep this sequestered. And it's not going to stay, because the more they put pressure on top of a boiling pot, the more heat is in said pot. The hotter it gets, the more pressure builds, the more definite it is that that lid is going to blow. And the only question is going to have to be whether or not you are willing to stay in the way or step aside, so that when the lid is flipped, you don't get hit or killed by it, because it's going to happen. And that's what I'll say about that. And let's move on to some other stuff. The other stuff that I want to talk about is, have you ever heard of Opus Dei? Opus Dei is a part of the Catholic religion. And that Catholic religion is where this country has inserted a part of its foundation. It's where we have a lot of our laws originating from. It's where we have a lot of our faith-believing self lessons taught come from. But also, too, like everything else, we have to have a balance. You have to have a balance of light and dark. You have to have a balance of up and down. You have to have a balance of right and left. You have to have an equal and same balance. And in doing so, you will come across things that will surprise you, because you're not paying attention. You're more focused on, like I said, your life, making sure you earn enough to pay for whatever you need to pay for and whatever you need to do, and so on, and just keeping your head down and just literally working to live. And what is interesting is this. Let's play a what if scenario. What if everything that is happening right now with the Epstein files and with Donald Trump's regime and with our American politics, including the Republicans and some Democrats and some independents, and including powerful people, scientific people, justices, people in law enforcement, law protection, that sort of thing. What if all of those are connected to a wonderful, magnificent, impossible to believe web of lies, spies, and crying? Let's give you some homework, and then we'll check in next time. Did you know that the first job Jeffrey Epstein ever got was given to him by William Barr's father? William Barr's father was at the school that Epstein, as a youngster, went to teach. The first financial responsibility that Jeffrey Epstein ever had was given to him by the owner of Victoria's Secret. Well, maybe that's now what the secret of Victoria is. I always thought that Victoria was transsexual, but that's just me and my fantasy thinking. Did you know that when he gave Epstein access to his fortune, it was a stunning $500 million. It was $500 million. And he gave that access by a simple power of attorney. Did you know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein from 1988 onwards? Did you know that Michael Wolff has hundreds of hours of recordings with Jeffrey Epstein? And I don't think Michael Wolff is a bad guy. I don't think he is. I don't even think he's a pervert in the sense of what all this represents. I just think he is opportunistic, and I think he is deliberate in how he wants to show, have, and give access to the information he acquired over time with Jeffrey Epstein as it relates to this diabolical mess. I think he literally just fell short of what I would say would have been the opportune time to start releasing this information. I understand that there are people out there that want more money. I just want some. I do. I have a fixed figure in my head of what I want and what I need to live and what needs to happen, and I work on that every day. But it's interesting when people are looking at hundreds of millions of dollars and still not enough. And I'm thinking, what in hell do you need to buy? What in hell do you need to have that kind of money for? But anyway, I'm not greedy. I know I will get to a level of where I'll have that because God has promised me that. I know that, but I digress. What I want to make known and what I want to share definitively is this. The dots are connecting like a son of a bitch. And the breakout of everything is going to pop like a cyst. It's going to stink like an infection, and it's going to hit everyone that felt that they paid enough for that protection. And it is going to show that there are not just 1,000 survivors here. There are more, because there are boys that are now men that are going to finally come forward and talk about it. And they're going to talk about how Peter Thiel was shown how to create a similar enterprise. It's going to show just how involved the current billionaire boys club was because of their affiliation with them. It's going to show how the likes of people like Andrew Tate and Christian Tate, how they factor into this nonsense. And what is going to show and what's going to happen is just about every major country in this world that is going to have a cyst like it. They're going to show us exactly what their worth is and what they do. It's already started with the United Kingdom as it relates to former Prince Andrew. And everyone used to call him Randy Andy without realizing why. Well, there you go, that's why. But you know what's interesting? There's more, because Sarah Ferguson is involved in that too. Because they both have two things that they liked, and which is what attracted them to each other: money and sex. And, you know, as I said, go ahead and flash this video if you want to. It's not just going to be on this YouTube channel. It's going to also be on my Substack. It's also going to be on my school channel, because politics and power are only there because of what the people give them. If the people take it away, it's not there anymore. How do you take it away? Just stop. Seriously, just stop. Don't understand what I mean by that? Okay, let's go and revisit how we caused Amazon to lose 40% of their income. How is it that we caused the business of Target to lose as much money as they did? How is it that we caused ABC, CBS to lose as much as they did? So if you keep that in mind and focus on what we can do together as small people, then that's what we should do. So, as I said, until next time, I will stop by and spot a little bit more, and we'll see where we are. I am Allison, and this is Allison Knows. Have a good night.